Hello and welcome to Fire Emblem, Book of Eden. I am Pandan, and this is a Fire Emblem 8 romhack by Rickochet. And today we go back to this lovely world map to go to the woodland field. So last time, I thought we were going to recruit that mage, and I was curious because I'm like, is this a glitch? And turns out it's not. So Rickochet, my viewpoint is it's fine to have characters like that, but make it really clear in the dialogue why they aren't joining you at that point, and also make sure they don't get in your way, because that could be really annoying to the player. So something I can consider there. With his latest leads unfruitful, Richard and company, it should be head. If it's multiple, it's singular action, so we head to the nearest town to recuperate. Unable to get far before exhaustion settled in, camp was made begrudgingly, but the group was made uneasy by Rex's intuition. It was this night that Tolton's secret was revealed to everyone. Although admittedly he didn't know much to begin with, Tolton was going to soon learn about the road he was destined to take. Dude, Tolton. Deep Tolton lore? Just made my morning coffee. We're gonna play some Fire Emblem. This is what it's all about, lads. This is what I live for right now. Oh, hey, Nadia. Can't sleep? Yeah, just a little spooked from our encounter with the cultists. I can take over watch, Richard. Nah, it's fine. I can sleep. I can't sleep either. I wonder why the cultists attacked us anyway. Well, clearly you did something to that temple of theirs. It was a very territorial move. Can't sleep? Something like that. You were looking for shiny trinkets of sorts, weren't you? Hey, I saw some abandoned houses back there. Might have been something in the rubble. ... Mervyn, didn't you say you used to learn about these cultists back in the Iliad? I keep thinking the Iliad like Homer. Was their magic really that bad? As you know, there are more than 3 studies of magic. Anima, the study of the elements. Light magic based in faith. And elder magic, more commonly known as dark magic. Dark magic is based on riskier techniques and rituals, like life force manipulation, sacrifice, and even your very soul. That's should be very scary sounding, and you don't need the E in scary. Or so says the fathers who lead the churches. I won't deny that there are uses for every type of magic, but not everyone agrees with that way of thinking. Isn't that what got you excommunicated? Many dots. Oh. Rex. Sorry, I didn't realize you wanted to keep that a secret. You and your big mouth, Rex. I'll go talk to him. No, let him be. Give him some space. It's clearly a touchy subject for him. You can't sleep either, Tolton? He's like, I'll be a main character now. This reminded me of like Zoidberg wanting to become a protagonist or something. Just Tolton shows up. He's like, I'll be in your crew. Oh, what's going on? Quiet. I hear something. Are you sure? Look out. Exclamation point in the trees. So, my voice is starting to go a little bit the past few days. I probably shouldn't be talking so much, but I really wanted to play. Yeah, I'm fine. That was too close for call, so I apologize if my voice is muted. Here, I'm just going to turn up the gain on the microphone so I can get picked up a little bit more as I kind of whisper. Did anyone see who or what it was? Assassins. Assassins? Who are they after? Me. You? Why would they be after you? What makes you say that, Tolton? Does everyone remember when I said I believe King Drazen is making all the nobility and Ashia bend the knee to him? Yes, I vaguely remember you talking about that. Those that don't agree with his... It should be methodology, not mythology. Will be made to disappear. Just spell check that one. What? That's crazy. Is it really? It is war after all. This is not really a good time to be talking, so what should we do then? We do have to go to those assassins. I recognize their swordplay. They're from one of the assassin guilds in Norcrest. Very dangerous and should not be taken lightly. I think I know who's leading this group. If we want to get out of here, we have to confront their leader. So be it. This group favors ranged attacks, and will even steal from you if you are not careful. I hear rustling all around us. They are rushing to get us surrounded, but we have little time. Get everyone ready because we have to get moving. Rout all the enemies. Is this a fog route map? Oops. We'll save anyway, that's a good idea. Okay, I guess, yeah, I don't think I need to bring Anna here. So, I'll tell you one thing, Rickochet. I think a lot of people are going to complain about Fog Route because you don't know where the enemies are. And you just have to, like, snuff them all out. Fog Defend is probably better, but I'll see how the map flows. But I think this is Jeffrey time. I kind of wanted to send Tolton and Mervin this way to scan it. But then send my crew, the main boys, up here. We'll see. I'm guessing the chapter's title is Surrounded, so I can only assume. Huh. Is that someone crying for help? Richard, what's wrong? There's no time to be daydreaming. Do you hear that? Sounds like someone needs help. It does sound like someone is in distress. We should keep help if we are able to. We also need to be careful. I don't think these assassins will want any witnesses. Good point. Keep it in mind. Either you or I should go and see if they are alright. Or both, safety in numbers. Bowie. Hey boy, come on, get up. We need to go. Damn, this fog is really thick. I hear footsteps approaching. Alright. Alright, so this way... See, I like how that signals, like, Jeffrey or Richard can recruit this character. That's clever. We have to route the enemies in 8 turns in the fog? Okay. I love a good timed route map, but I'm always skeptical of how these kinds of things get executed. This is a big map to cover in 8 turns, so hopefully there's not that many enemies on there. I'm used to smaller maps, so 8 turns on a map like this feels like a lot. Stealing my vulner, you jerk. And there's reinforcements. Has Lord Tolton been spotted? Yes. Good, as soon as you are able to take him out. And no witnesses. The sooner we get this job done, the sooner we can get out of here. Survive. So this is survive for 8 turns. That makes more sense. Okay. I wanted to double check that. This makes way more sense then. Tolton getting to C rank. Okay, so survive for 8 turns feels a lot more natural here. I'm guessing that's the right objective. Okay, I don't mind putting Dara out in front here. No. Alright, let's see how this goes. So many archers though, man. I'm surprised there are so many here. Alright, someone's going for that village. I'll make my way. Triple longbow? Okay. Oh, that's cruel. That is cruel. Alright, I think we'll be fine. Alright, the boss wants to get rid of any witnesses. Start with the village over there. So now she loads in. Page. A knight-turned mercenary from Iliad is an exceptional fighter. She does have pretty good stats. She talks to Richard. I'm a little... So... I think dude, like, she should just be there from the start. I think with range reinforcements like that, like, step into range and they show up, you just lead yourself to being in situations where if you don't know what's going to happen, it's going to screw the player over because they don't really know what to expect. Thea's so good. Because, like, I could have very easily moved her at the end of my last turn and not have anything to do about it. Or I could also cheese it by, like, moving in, like, very specifically. I think it's just punishing to the blind player. Okay. Strength. Good. Den. A mercenary captain hired to eliminate Tolton. He's got Daunt. Okay. And he's got his cadre of female myrmidons. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Please don't die, Nara. I don't want to reset because of my fat fingers. Please live, Nara. Oh, you get to live now. This is good. Oh, now a thief's chasing me from this side. So yeah, the way the reinforcements come here, they really just spawn on top of you. Which I'm not a big fan of. Because there's no indication that, like, I feel like reinforcements need some indication. Like, how are they coming from, like, the river here? You see what I'm saying, Ricochet? Like, I think to make the reinforcements feel a bit more fair, I would recommend either having something simple like the boss signaling, like reinforcements will come from all sides or whatever. But like the way they spawn in, like how are they coming from the mountain? You know what I mean? Like it just kind of doesn't fit, in my opinion. So I think you want to make sure that reinforcements come from spots where like a player can reasonably assume where a reinforcement might come from. But also with playtesting, you'll get a sense of like, where could the player reasonably be when I want to spawn this reinforcement? Alright, so I'm playing this like I think it's defend, but I'm gonna try and route everyone anyway. Give me some heals. Okay, Paige. Paige is under a lot of pressure right up front. I feel like a few bad RNs could lead. Yeah, especially if you boost damage output at any point, Ricochet, like, Paige could definitely get into some trouble. Dude, these thieves keep stealing my crap. It's so annoying. Yeah, like, see, how are these guys? I guess they're coming out of the house? Like, it just doesn't make... It doesn't fit in with my Fire Emblem brain, I guess. Got my vulnerary back, though. Okay. Now... Man, these hit rates. So many swords. Who are my lance units? I just have Monty, really. Good, Rex. Good. Okay, now... Does the boss move? He's showing movement. Let's see how this goes. Just go quietly in the night. Your fate has been decided. Please don't get doubled. Thea taking tinks from the merm. Okay, I'd rather hit Rex. Knife broke, okay. Nice dodge. Landing the hit, alright. Got a torch, that's nice. Yeah, I don't know what you want me to do there, Ricochet. That's just total RNG at that point. Could I have gone Oh, is there? Oh, wait, so I could have... I just noticed this now. I guess I could have gone through here instead, but then why have this low path if I'm rushing it? I'm just confused, I think is really how I feel at the moment. Well, I guess I'm not getting Paige. So yeah, so this is what I think. So I think, like, I mean, one, it's good that we're testing. I would say probably put her under a little less pressure up front. So just really consider, like, when you place the enemies there, how they will interact, how their AI will interact, and what the combat looks like. And that takes fine-tuning, right? And sometimes characters will just get really unlucky and they'll get screwed over. And other times, they'll get really lucky and survive when they shouldn't. So it goes both ways, for sure. I don't know if there was, like, an intended solution there that would have made this a little bit more bearable. Alright, let's see. I need to... Okay, we're gonna beat up Den this turn. Can you do... How much damage do you do? Alright, actually we can finish him off right here, right now. Wait, how much... Are you doing 14 or 13? Because I might need to use the steel bow. Using 13, so I need to do 4 damage. Which... This is not doing... I need to hit a 54? Nope. Alright, can Rex do anything about this? I want Rex on the fort then. Oh yeah, Rex can do this. Okay, Rex. Joffrey. I have been silenced. Okay. Bro, I sent Tulton to the other side. Haha. Steel sword, cool. Okay, the chapter just ends. Well, that takes care of that. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot. You knew him, didn't you, Tulton? We grew up in the same circle of lords. He is the son of a merchant in Moira, and he was willing to kill you over what? You could say that time changes people. We weren't friends, but we were always cordial with each other. There should be a comma before but. It's not your fault. I just wish I knew why he decided to go the route he did. I don't think that's what you should be worried about right now, Rex. What do you mean? You need to tell us why you're being hunted. I've had enough of this. From the moment you joined our group, we encountered Moiran soldiers, should be capital, and mercenaries, and even assassins now. What are you not telling us? Dot, dot, dot. Rex. No, he's right. I caused nothing but trouble so far. Everyone deserves to know what I know. Oh, that looks better. Sorry, I had to switch back over to DBA. Just double checking. My screen looks okay. Good. But not right now. What? Why not now? We're almost at the next town. If the past events are anything to go by, we shouldn't stay out here. We'll talk once we get settled at the next town. But for now, don't worry, Tulton. I'm sure you have your reasons, but we all have our own reasons for being here. We trust you. For now. Come on, let's gather our things and get out of here. It's another half-day's journey from here. We can make it there by late morning. So that was chapter 5. So, a couple things to just kind of sum up my thoughts. Overall, I love a good fog defend map. It's one of my favorite types. I'll say a few things that need to be addressed. One, most importantly, make it really clear what the win conditions are. So change that route text to survive, and maybe in the status screen, make it custom and have it just say survive/defeat boss. And that'll make it really clear what the end condition is. I wasn't sure. I was just kind of taking a stab at it. Like, okay, if we defeat the boss, what happens? He was there. Second thing, I think the map is a bit big given everything that you'd like me to do. With recruiting page, there's a village to visit that I don't think I would have been able to get to in 8 turns unless I was able to get Paige and then charge into the darkness with her, which I wouldn't have felt totally comfortable doing, to be honest. So I think shrinking the map and reducing some of the terrain would really help because it slows down the movement. And you see, like, I was boogieing, and by 6 turns, I couldn't really do much. I think if you want Paige to be where she is, I think you just need to spawn her in normally and not do it based on the range event. Because when you do that, one, it's just kind of like a mystery to the player who they are and when they're going to show up. And like, I could have theoretically just like not done anything and she wouldn't have even showed up. At least I know if she's there from the start, I can maybe get some visuals on the enemies around her. I'll have a better sense of who to send that way. That might be useful. There was a lot of terrain in between me and her, and I didn't have any good ways to get over it, which is unfortunate. I think just testing to see how much combat she can handle before she dies would be useful. So just do some math there based on her position and the enemies surrounding her and see if all of these hit, can she survive in a reasonable time? Because I think it's okay. Like these types of recruitments where there's a green unit under distress far away, I really like them. I think they're hard to balance, and I've experienced this as well. And actually, as I was playing this, it reminded me of my own map, Vision Quest 2-1, where you recruit Tien and Freya, and there's a pretty decent likelihood that they can get like kind of screwed over by the RNG, and I've had to really work to balance that so that it doesn't happen too often, but also more importantly, making sure that the player has the tools to get there on time, and also that the path to get there isn't impossible, right? Like I want the player to rush and overextend a bit, but not to go to unreasonable lengths or roll the dice, in a very obvious way to cover the distance to recruit this person. So for Paige, I would think, those brigands were doing like a third of her health each, and there were two of them plus the other lance dudes and sword dudes who like whittled her down. Consider the matchups, consider how much damage they're doing, considering the likelihood of them hitting. I think, consider where she spawns. She's out in the field by herself and just kind of spawns randomly, and all these dudes just swarm her. I don't think there's any way for me as the player to mitigate that because of how she spawns in, and I'm kind of flying blind. Even if I was to do it again, if it's based on a range event, which again I'm not a big fan of, I don't know how many of those enemies I would be able to peel off her before the range event goes off. I don't think it would be possible given how far away I was when she spawned in. So, something to consider there. And then the other piece around the reinforcements and where they're spawning in from. If the objective is survive for 8 turns, the reinforcements should... I think you should have reinforcements, one. I think survive maps with reinforcements are fine. It makes sense. It's standard. You want to keep the pressure up for the duration of the map. Totally makes sense. Where they spawn in and how they spawn in, really key to making them feel fair. I was surprised to see reinforcements come in from the mountainside, from the river, from like right on top of me. So I think it would serve you well to do a couple of things here. I think you could either move the reinforcements to come from spots that are a bit more logical from the player's perspective, so it's not just like on top. Like I feel like I got punished a little bit by moving as quickly as I did because the reinforcements were basically on top of me. And then making sure it makes sense, right? So you could move the reinforcements around and or have dialogue from Den, whether that's like a turn event or just something he says at the start where like, we'll have more soldiers coming in from these sides or whatever. And just like giving the player some heads up where to expect reinforcements from so they can mentally prepare. Because how I felt, was like, I kind of felt like I was just being ambushed with how they spawned on top of me. And I don't think the movement I was doing was so unreasonable. So keep that pacing in mind, because I could see a player getting screwed over by those reinforcements if they're not careful. So again, I feel like this is one of those issues with just transparency in general and like being clear on what the chapter's objectives are and making them more feasible and fair. I don't think I could have gotten Paige without really good luck. I also don't know how I would get that village in the far top corner. So I think shrinking the map and considering Paige's matchups and just having her spawn in from the start will make things feel a lot more fair. But I'm overall into the concept. I also think there's just too many archers. It's a lot of archers there. I think it makes sense narratively to have the archers, but it's too many archers and too many sword units because I don't really have any good answers to them besides good old Monty, because Delphine was not supposed to join me earlier. So regardless, that's all I'm going to say on chapter 5. Looking forward to the next one, getting more deep Tulton backstory here. And so I'll see you then for chapter 6, Town of Windfell. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.